everyone. How are you guys all doing today or tonight or whenever you're watching this? How are you? Thank you for coming to my channel to spend some time, some quality one-on-one time with baby Gail. That makes me feel so good. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. I'm well. I think, physically, possibly, mentally, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Because today, you know what? We got the bullshit glasses out. So you know what this is. You know who this is about. The fucking gremlin bitch. You really triggered me this time, bitch. This video is gonna fucking be real hard to keep my cool in. But I'm gonna have to because I don't want it to get taken down. But bitch, I want to lay into you so fucking hard. Oh, I wish I had a Gypsy Rose voodoo. I need to make one. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be part of the voodoos. Diabolical fucking creators and stuff like that are living in Delulu land that need to be taken down a few notches from a few pokes. I'm just saying. As always, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you again for coming and spending some time with me. I'm Baby Gail, and you probably have already come to the conclusion that I'm a weirdo. So, I embrace that part of myself. I am a fucking weirdo. Not a weirdo, but I'm a weirdo. Do you know what I'm saying? Not a weirdo like a weirdo, but I'm a weirdo. So whatever. Hate me or love me, I'm still going to be here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to take me out. I'm not going anywhere. So let's talk about this shit, shall we? Like I said, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Listen. Baby girl doesn't like Delulu, manipulative, nasty little bitches at all. Okay? And she just keeps getting fucking worse. Have you noticed that she's like preparing, almost marinating herself and getting ready for when she's off parole? Have you noticed that she is just, I don't know if you call it spiraling or just being unhinged. I'm just going to tell you right here, right now, I'm just a bitch. Not a bitch, but a bitch. Everybody here in my channel are my bitches, okay? And that's not a bad thing. You got to understand. Being a bitch is a fucking term of endearment, okay? I'm a bitch, all right? And what I'm going to tell you right now is that this bitch has a lot of fucking opinions, especially about Gypsy fucking Rose, okay? Especially, too, with this fucking shit that's been going on lately. So, I need to start now. I am mentally ill, but I'm medicated, so there's that. And I'm here to just say most of the shit that people are already thinking, but just don't have a platform or whatever, or don't have the strength in them to say what they need to say. But I'm here, so I'll say what everybody is thinking. I'll make sure that the bullshit is handled. Do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, today's video is on the diabolical Miss Gypsy fucking Rose. And like I said, she's getting ready for parole. She is marinating in the fact that she's going to be off parole. So much so that she's out here acting a whole fool on the internet.
Stupid bitch!
She's revving her fucking engine to be out of control when she gets off parole. I just know it. She's going to probably come after every fucking creator that she knows that talks about her. She is probably gonna, I swear to God, she's gonna probably do doxing. I don't even know. She's probably gonna get her little ass beat, or she's gonna end up back in prison. Really, the two things that I think will happen over anything else. Or she's gonna end up pregnant again, and it's gonna be between her manager and Ken. Just saying. For one, let's start with this. Speaking ill of people that you were in prison with, people that were actually severely traumatized and went through horrible, horrible abuse. And they didn't fake it. They actually went through it. They didn't lie about it. They didn't manipulate the masses. And here you are, though, sitting in your little whatever living room or wherever the fuck you were, talking shit as if you have room to even think about doing so. You don't have the room to be talking about these women whatsoever, because unlike them, you don't have a reason at all whatsoever to have done what you did, other than the fact that you are a fucking selfish, evil bitch. That's it. You are a manipulative, lying, vindictive, vile, fucking human being, evil little bitch who didn't ever deserve to see the light of fucking day again. But you lied through your day in court. We all watched you commit perjury during Nick Godejohn's trial even. You achieved your goal in making him a monster, and you're just this poor, abused damsel in distress. Oh, Gypsy Rose, how I feel for you. How I just want to heal you. Says nobody except Bree. So how did you get that nice little fucking plea deal that you got, Gypsy Rose? Did you do anything special to get that plea deal and be out today? And now he's your manager. Of course, that's all my own speculation, and it's all alleged. This is my opinion. This is my page, baby girl. And everything I say here is alleged and in my opinion, and for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only, okay? Because by God, we don't want little Miss Bitch coming after me. Yet you come out after getting such a great plea deal that you should be thanking your lucky stars that you're out free walking the streets. Yet you still come out just as vile, just as disgusting, just as evil as you were before you went in. You didn't get therapy. You didn't get help with shit while you were in there. You continued to manipulate men. You continued to fucking be just absolutely ruthless with your disgusting behavior. It's enough already, Gypsy fucking Rose. It's fucking enough. I think we've all had enough of you and your bullshit. Especially Ryan. Leave him alone. Leave these women alone. It's just enough.
So I was in prison with a lot of the women that were on this show called I Am a K-Word on Netflix. And I remember, like, Kimberly Duncan, I knew her, kind of, we weren't friends or anything, but she was on my housing unit and my wing a few doors down from me. I'm going to kind of share a couple of stories with each of the women that are on the show. So Kimberly Duncan, how should I say this? She's just one of those people that's just super negative all the time, and that's really all that I can say about her. So this is Gemma Donahue. I personally didn't know her all that well. I probably only met her maybe once. She was one of those girls that was in, like, the mean girl clique. She was best friends with a woman that I personally did not get along with and had problems with. So she ran with that clique. The clique that kind of, like, always feels like they're better than everybody else, and, you know, they're hot shit because they're, I don't know, lifers or some shit. So there's a hierarchy in prison, and lifers have, like, so much clout or whatever, you know, ranking, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I have not watched her story yet, but I'm just noticing that she is on this show. So this is Victoria Smith. I really personally don't know her, but she has a pink shirt on. So the pink shirts are, if you're in a program called Beauty for Ashes, which is a Christian-based program, And you complete the program, you get a pink shirt. So I do know that about her. I think she worked for Restorative Justice, which is like a little program that they have in prison, making blankets for charities. I mean, from what I know, you know, she did stuff in prison to better herself, as far as I know. Like I said, I don't have any negative run-ins with her. I really just didn't know her all that well. Okay, so I moved on from the Netflix show, and I actually wanted to talk about a certain case. So this is 2020. Unpause it. And I was in jail for a year with this woman named Diane Stoddy. And I knew her a lot better than I knew the other women. And I can attest to the fact that, like, I know I'm no one to talk, but I am allowed to have my opinion about the women that I did time with. And she legit is the creepiest woman that I have ever met. She literally is that dead behind the eyes. She, her son, her husband, and attempted to, her daughter, her oldest daughter is her co-conspirator, on the crime. And so anyway, my experience with her is, this is one of those women that prison is truly built for. She and her family for no reason, just simply because she was tired of being a wife and a mother. There was no abuse. There was no reason other than she just felt like it. So, yeah, prison is truly built for people like her. Usually I have a heart for anyone's story. She is not one of them. So, I can literally attest to the fact that she's super creepy, she has no remorse, she doesn't take accountability, and in prison her behavior is still very creepy. She doesn't talk very much, and she just literally has no soul, so this is Alyssa Bustamante. She was, I think, 14, if I'm not mistaken, when she got tried as an adult for having a little girl, and because she felt like it. So she's one of the youngest people that, like, I know that went to prison. She's in Chillicothe Correctional Center, and I didn't know her all that well. Like, I'm trying to find like an interview of her instead of like all this recap stuff. She is that disturbed, still to this day. So what I know of her, she has a lot of girlfriends in prison, because she is cute, you know. She kind of has like Justin Bieber kind of like hair flip thing going on. So she's got a lot of girlfriends. But her relationships with her girlfriends, they're very like toxic, and I would call them like the blood schmex cult, because they would be into like some vampire shit, and like up themselves and lick the blood. That would be like their theme with her. So that's like what I know about her in prison, to be honest. Other than that, like, I didn't really know her all that well. I knew her girlfriends better than I knew her. And we all know my really good friend Amelia Bird, which I have actively spoke out about our friendship very early on after my release. She's one of my best friends, and I advocated for her support and also for her to get a pardon or clemency. I truly advocate for her. I haven't been able to speak for her since I've been on parole, but I am looking forward to being able to reestablish that friendship in 2 months. I care so much for her. I'm so happy she dumped that crazy bitch Zora. So anyway, she's one of my really good friends, and I truly have a heart for her and everything that she had went through, and I believe that she is one of those people that really just got the raw end of the justice system's shit stick. And so yeah, I think if you guys want to support someone, look into her case. I know it's a lot about me because I have actively advocated for her. So there's a lot of YouTube videos that are tied to me as well. So lastly, I want to talk about this woman. Her name is Tasha Morton, and a lot of you have actually already read about my experience with her. In my book, My Time to Stand, I talk about a bully. This is her, and I'm going to share a few short stories with you guys, really short, about my experience with her. So she was my roommate back in 2018. We were roommates for a couple months, and in that time of being roommates together, she tried to manipulate me against my family or my family against me. She passed Ken's phone number, went into my mail, found Ken's phone number, and passed it around to the entire prison. So a lot of women were calling him, hitting him up to be their trick or try to get money from him. She planted schmazer plates in my best friend's locker to get her sent to the hole. She stole from me multiple times. So in prison, makeup is like a gold mine. They sell certain kinds of makeup on commissary, so they don't sell eyeshadow, but they do sell foundation. So she went into my locker, stole my foundation, then resold it back to me. I bought it and then stole it again. watered down my shampoo, snitched on me multiple times. She outed me for me actually giving myself a tattoo, so she's the one that snitched me out. So it was all coming to a head when finally, she and I finally got into a verbal altercation where she came up to me and was like, bitch, go on somewhere. And I was like, who you calling bitch, bitch? And I sized her up, she sized me up, we got in each other's face, and her best friend had to come split us up. And that was the day that I realized I had a powerful voice, that I realized that my size didn't dictate my level of confidence, that I could speak my mind, stick up for myself against a bully. And in prison, you really are, like, you have to be aggressive in order to be heard. And so all leading up to that point, I was very quiet, very shy, very meek, stuck to myself, would have one or two friends that I would hang out with. Other than that, I would sit alone. I was just a loner. And so from then on, I realized that I could have a voice and speak my truth, speak my mind, and didn't have to cower beneath someone like this. So to recap, I was in prison with these women. Doesn't mean that I know them all personally or on a super close level. Some of them I knew more than others, and some of them I had better experiences than others. So thanks for watching, so I could share some of my prison stories. So...
Like, Gypsy, really, who the fuck are you to say anything about anybody? I don't care what they've done in their life. You top them 110% with the shit that you've done. You're just a joke, and like you said, the lifers were the ones with all the clout. Yeah, that should have fucking been you. And I'm sure that you were jealous of the lifers at some point while you were locked up. Because you weren't getting the clout and the power dynamic like they were getting, were you? But you wanted it, I'm sure you did. Only you knew that you wanted to be out free, to be able to manipulate the world. Because it wasn't enough for you to be confined in prison, manipulating all your fellow inmates.
While I'm thinking about it, Gypsy, how are you going to sit here and talk about all these women not having abuse, not going through abuse? They literally did all of this without any sort of reasoning. They just did it to do it, and that they deserve to be there. These women were victims. These women were survivors. How can you sit here and say that they deserve to be behind bars and that their abuse isn't justifiable in what they did, but yours is? How come your abuse is justifiable to what you did, but theirs isn't? How is it okay for you to murder your mom, and it's okay to be a content creator and influencer now about it, and yet you're sitting here judging these women for some that went through horrific, real abuse, and you're sitting here judging them, talking so bad about them like you don't remember where your roots are. No victim is worse than the other. A victim is a victim. Abuse is abuse. You, out of all people, don't get to dictate whose abuse was worse than the other. For someone who wants to be an advocate for prison reform and for victims, let me tell you something. You don't get to pick what prisoner you want to advocate for. You don't get to pick what victim you want to advocate for. If you want to advocate for victims, then you advocate for all victims. If you want to advocate for prison reform, you advocate for all prisoners within the system. Also, do we not remember everything Amelia Byrd had to say about you? But y'all are going to rekindle your guys' relationship in 2 months? How is that possible if you haven't been in contact with her? Oh, something's not right. We'll see, because she messaged me back this morning.
And using them and abusing your relationships with them because you're selfish, manipulative, greedy, awful, evil, vile. What other words can we come up with in the English language to describe a fucking piece of shit? I don't know. Now, I see another video then about you, Gypsy. It just never fucking ends, right? We've got a video by Nadatha that after you talked all this shit, they picked up one of the stories and decided to negatively write a story about them in the magazine, People magazine, which millions of Americans read every single day. That's just sick.
I do not believe in coincidences. How the heck should we be talking about Diane Stotty just a few days ago? And now People puts out something on Diane. Check it out. Literally, now People magazine does a whole freaking covering of it, and not in a good way. Congratulations, Gyp, on your first real advocacy job. By the way, her daughter Rachel, I never knew why she was in there. I just know that she was sweet, very quiet, very meek, and very kind. But congratulations, you've spread awareness now. People Magazine picked it up. It's a dang shame that anybody has handed you a microphone or any form of power. You talking about Diane the way that you did was just you feeding on somebody you thought was lower on the social status totem pole in prison. Somebody you thought you were better than. What you don't realize is you doing this makes you worse. What Diane and Rachel both needed was a mental health intervention. Rachel is the sweetest person. She's kind and considerate, thoughtful. And honestly, if you ever met her, it'd be hard for you to wrap your mind around that she could ever even done something like that. There is no dead behind the eyes. I can defend somebody who takes accountability for what they did. I cannot defend somebody who re-victimizes their victim even though she's no longer here. Talks trash about other people who committed similar crimes, as to say that she's better. You want to know why we come for you? We've spelled it out for you time and time again. But I'm going to say wise words that Sheena used the other day because it's crystal clear. You get a chance at redemption. You get a chance to do something wrong and then turn around and do something right with your life. To make a mistake, to be a bad person and correct the error of your ways. You get the chance to have somebody unalived and use a man with autism to do your dirty work for you and turn around and say, I'll never do it again. I've learned my lesson. You took that chance from Dee Dee, making her the victim. But you're still the same gypsy that was stuck in that wheelchair. Everybody feeling sorry for you. You don't do no wrong. And I'll say it again, somebody who reposts a video that says, you butchered your mom, you were the mastermind, all because it says you're good looking. Write something about that, People Magazine.
Then this bitch gets on TikTok, and boy, was this the stick that broke the fucking camel's back, bitch. This is what really pissed me off, and I wanted to go off. In fact, I made a small video on TikTok where I did go off. I removed it because I don't want to sound like that, but I was pissed. I was livid. How dare you try to use someone's recovery against them? What is wrong with you? It's more than the micro deletion. You're deleted in other places. There's no brain cells. They're gone. You know what you remind me of? Nina has posted about you looking and acting like Chucky. You remind me of like a Chucky doll. You look like one, in fact. I'm not just saying that to be mean. Seriously, like you are evil like that little fucker. But this was the stick that broke the camel's back, you guys. I'm a recovering addict. I am on medicated assisted treatment. Fun fact. I spent many fucking years struggling with my addiction. Ending up almost dying from my addiction because I was addicted to opiates. And I'll tell my story one day on my channel when I feel that I'm ready to. I have bad chronic pain, and without my medication-assisted treatment, I would be 6 feet under right now and not getting my life back and getting my shit together and fixing everything that I let fall apart because I couldn't keep up with an addiction that just kept getting worse and also living a decent life. But I chose life over death and went into medication-assisted treatment so that I could now be doing what I'm doing. How dare you say anything about how someone else chooses to recover from their fucking addiction? Because it's not just about taking you off the drug, but also keeping you away from relapse. Relapse is very real, especially if you've been clean for a while and you relapse. That could be your last time doing that. And the struggles with it hit millennials hard as fuck. And we all fucked ourselves up with it. And now we're all picking up the pieces. And whether we choose to be on medication-assisted treatment or if we choose to just go through with the withdrawals, that's up to us. But recovery is recovery. I chose to recover from the devil himself, and I will walk away from him on my medication-assisted treatment as a new person. And I am proud of that. I have chronic pain that if I'm left with nothing, with the illnesses that I have, I'll end up right back to using. And that scares the shit out of me. So I choose to stay on this medication assisted treatment till I feel comfortable getting off it on my own. Slowly. But God said that He had more in store for me. My spirit guides guide me every single day. And they taught me that I have gifts that I need to share with the world to help others. So I could not allow this addiction to overcome me. But I'll tell you right fucking now, how dare you come after him for going through that and having to do medication assisted treatment. That is not something you throw in someone's face. That is something that you applaud someone for being able to do. It's like anybody who shames someone for how they choose to recover is sick in my eyes. Because you have no right to judge that person at all. I'm not out here breaking the law and using and doing stupid shit. Instead, I'm sitting in my home living a regular life because of it. And look at how good Ryan's doing with it. No one would have ever fucking known. But she had to put that out there. She better watch it though. You don't want to be fucking with people in recovery, bitch. They'll come after your ass. You're gonna fuck around and find out real quick. You don't mess around with people in recovery. You don't use that shit against people. You don't talk about people in a negative light that are getting help.
Is a murderer. Like how is shade implying that Ryan is on methadone, mocking him for always being sweaty with that infamous sweat towel. This comes right after he went live spilling tea about their breakup the other night. That is a serious allegation to be making. And while yes, sweating can be a side effect of methadone, I don't think that's the case here with Ryan. I think Ryan's just a big dude. He lives in the South. It's very hot there. And he uses the sweat towel to clean up the sweat. I don't know what she's trying to do here, what she's trying to prove. I think maybe at this point she's trying to get him fired from his job, which is pretty sad. I feel like he's allowed to speak his truth about what happened in his relationship. She shouldn't be the only one that gets to talk about it without getting criticized and basically punished for speaking on it. Not to mention, she has a lot to say about other people when she herself is a murderer. Like, how the hell are you going to talk shit about other people when you do something like that? And also, clearly, she's not over him because this tit for tat that she always has to do to get back at him anytime he does something makes it so obvious. And like, Ken, where the hell are you? Like, are you not seeing this? She's not over him. If she was, she wouldn't be doing this. You need to wake up and realize what's happening here. She doesn't love
She's too little to have a mouth as big as she fucking does. I swear to God. Ryan, he got upset too because you've been playing with that guy for too long, doing way too fucking much.
Gypsy Rose to the front of the fucking class. I'm gonna try as hard as I can not to get this taken down. Not jealous, huh? Not jealous? And Ryan Anderson's just a member of the public, huh? Then why would you do this? Why would you do this to anybody? This is terrible. Gypsy Rose has now, just for Ryan throwing her stuff out the house, for being actually upset over something that you did and said, because you said that he's just a member of the public and not somebody who was your ex-husband that you had a genuine connection with, just a member of the public. Because he said that and got upset, rightfully so about it, she has now posted that Ryan Anderson is on methadone, and this is the reason why the sweat towels. This is her actual post from her actual story. Go look at it yourself. You guys, looking at her videos, millions of likes, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. I found my niche, guys. I found my niche, okay? It's been Gypsy Rose before, but I thought I'd, let her live. Let her do her thing, right? Guess who else just got off parole, baby? Yeah, I got you, Gypsy.
You don't have any fucking compassion for this man whatsoever. Why? You supposedly loved him, right? Or did you just want to keep humiliating him and keep making him feel worse and worse and worse? Because I don't look at Ryan as being a sick individual that wanted to be with a murderer like I do Ken. I look at Ryan as somebody who wanted to give somebody the love that he thought that they deserved, because the story was that, she was abused. We didn't find out that she wasn't, and that she had all the microdeletion and all that until after she was out of prison. We didn't know. We all thought she was some kind of hero, victim, whatever, when she first got out. And I believe wholeheartedly that that's what Ryan thought. And I believe that he has such a kind heart that he thought, I want to be the one to show this girl the love that she's never gotten before, even though that was just a fucking lie. Nobody knew that though yet. So poor Ryan was being strung along all throughout their entire fucking relationship. How fucked up is that? He put your shit outside because he was hurt. He has every right to fucking be hurt after all that you've done to this poor man in just a few fucking months. You've been out a year. This is stuff that people do over like a 10-year span. You compacted it all into one fucking year. And you destroyed this man, and you don't fucking give two shits except for about yourself. So when he retaliated and we'll get to that, but people in recovery are pissed the fuck off about you being like this, and as am I, as are so many other recovering addicts. And like I said, get this, everyone, I'm on Matt for maintenance because of bad cravings, because of the fact that I have serious illnesses, like I said, that cause me ungodly daily pain. So, like I said, the mat keeps me from wanting. I am personally on Suboxone. It works the best for me. It blocks opioids, so I, would never even feel them if I did try to take them. And also, you go through like a massive withdrawal if you even try to. But anyways, that's beside the point. I get it through my regular doctor. I see him once a month. I take regular drug tests every single month that are always clean, or I wouldn't be able to get the medication I'm on. He monitors me monthly, and I'm staying clean and on my medication treatment. And I also just found out that one of my favoriteest creators ever, she was one of the very first larger creators that reached out to me when I first started, doing Gypsy Rose videos and stuff. She said she loved my content. Her name is Tiffany, or AKA Conspiracy. And I want you to hear her story here about her experience being on MAT.
Hours. All right, so I'm going to try to keep this short because I could talk about this for hours. My name is Tiffany. I've been sober for 6 years, and I am on MAT. So not only does it help with the transition from coming off of drugs, it's a maintenance thing. So just because somebody goes through withdrawals and is now technically clean and sober does not mean that they're still not going to have cravings and want to go and use, which is why it's so hard for people to recover in the first place. The statistics on MAT treatment are overwhelming, in that 90% of people who are on MAT treatment stay sober for at least their first 2 years, and ultimately remain sober for a longer period of time than those who don't. So for most people, the goal is not to stay on them forever. It's just to assist them while they're going through treatment and getting the help that they need. So eventually, you can taper from them slowly. When you're addicted to a substance, it's changing your brain. So while you're in recovery, your brain has to heal. And the MAT medications assist in that because they prevent cravings, withdrawal, and overdose and relapse. Suboxone also has what's called naloxone in it, which is an opiate blocker. So if someone who is on it goes and tries to use, the opiates are going to be blocked and they're not going to feel it, but they are going to go into precipitated withdrawals. So I personally tried to get sober by myself, just going through withdrawals, and I failed. But with the help of the medicated assisted treatment, I have been sober for 6 years, and now I'm tapering off of it. The whole reason I got into recovery is because I found out that I was pregnant. And when you're pregnant, you have to be on a medication because it's dangerous for the baby to go through withdrawals, and obviously for the mother to use drugs.
And also, let's educate ourselves for a moment. The best thing to do in these situations, Gypsy, is to educate yourself instead of being ignorant on the internet. Remember, we're not here to sit here and judge other people and make other people feel like shit for whatever they're doing to recover from whatever they were on. I want you to watch this gal as well, as she speaks it very well. She used to not agree with the MAT program, but has since changed her mind as she's lost more and more people, just like all of us have. Unfortunately so. In fact, 2 days ago, one of my really good friends passed away on the floor of his fucking kitchen. And we don't know what happened, but I'm only assuming the worst. And I hate that I have to feel that way. But because of the circumstances in his past, I don't know. He was sober as far as I knew, though. But his wife found him unresponsive on their floor. And he had been unalived, we'll say, for so long. And it's sad. And I have a really bad feeling that it's allegedly because of his drug of choice.
So I talked about this before. I was not always open-minded and supportive of medication-assisted treatment, MAT. When I first got sober, I got sober through the 12 steps. I was a big book thumper, and I very much had the closed-minded mindset of If I can do it, why can't you do it? Through education and learning and trying to be less judgmental and harsh of other people and how they recover, I have realized that how other people choose to recover is none of my freaking business. The reality of addiction today, and especially in the opiate game with fentanyl and everything else, is people are dying every single day. If a medication is helping you get out of the throes of addiction and helping you live a productive and happy and healthy life, who am I to say that that's not working for you? If that's working for you, I love that for you. I have personally just lost way too many people at this point to be judgmental of something else that's working for someone. Now, do I have my own opinions and viewpoints around medication-assisted treatment? Absolutely, I do. Do I think it is heavily overprescribed? Yes, I do. Do I think that addicts should be given a chance to do it without medication before they are put on this medication that they're going to have to rely on for a little while? Yeah. Do I think that there should be a goal, somewhere down the line that you should come completely off of it? In my opinion, yes. But I know a lot of people that are completely fine with being on it for the rest of their lives, and that's fine. That's none of my business. If a medication is actually working for you and it has made your life better and made you be able to live a life that you are not constantly in obsession or, doing all the things that we used to do in active addiction, I support it. But I also don't think it's an answer for everyone. For me, it wouldn't have worked, okay? Because my mindset was, if I'm gonna do something that I'm going to have to physically rely on, because when you don't take these medications, you get sick. And my mindset was if I'm going to have to take something that I'm going to physically be dependent on, it's gonna be my DOC. I tried Suboxone many times in my active addiction. I would run and sell them. I would go see my friend the plug and I would sell them and I would do what I wanted to do. So that's just how my brain worked. It wasn't a match for me. But I have also personally witnessed many people change their entire lives with the help of medication-assisted treatment. Now, do I think that the best way to do it is also having some sort of program in place, whether it's 12-step, whether it's therapy, whether it's whatever, because you still need to be doing the inner healing. The disease of addiction is not a physical thing. It is an internal condition. So that still needs to be taken care of, because you can't just think oh, I'm going to take this medication, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be cured for the rest of my life. That's not usually how it goes. I think that the necessary healing steps need to absolutely still go on in conjunction with MAT. So if you are doing the MAT thing, if you are doing the complete abstinence thing, if you are just in recovery period and you're not living like you used to, I love you so much and I'm proud of you. And respectfully, this is just me. I think that when people say the oh, you're not sober type of thing, I think they need to be worried about their damn selves. That's just me. That's just me. Okay? I love you so much and I'm proud of you.
This video is 100%. So, hey, you guys, I gotta add this in this video. Because you know what? She apologized in the stupidest fucking way to Ryan.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has now issued a public apology to Ryan Anderson on her TikTok stories. Gypsy wrote, "I want to offer a public apology to the Ryan Anderson. I am sorry. The last year we have both been healing and accepting from the loss of the best of us and coping with the worst of us. I offer a hand of peace in the hopes we do better moving forward. I'm sorry." Now, obviously, Gypsy definitely does owe Ryan Anderson this apology, but it's damage control because of the public reaction and outrage by what she posted. The damage has already been done. It was posted on her platform with 9 million followers and is now circulating social media. Now, the fact that she posted what she posted in the first place leads a lot of people to believe that Ryan Anderson really does have some dirt on Gypsy that she's afraid of him releasing. So let me know what you guys think about this situation down below in the comments. Do you think this is a sincere apology?
Coming off has to be done safely, and it has to be monitored. And yes, there are going to be people that have to be on the medication for life. They even told me that I could end up being one of those candidates, even though I really don't want to. But because of the chronic pain that I will have for the rest of my life, they're worried that it could just lead to relapse every single time if I'm not on a medication to stop those from working even. You know what I'm saying? I do want to get off eventually because I don't want these to be my entire life, I don't want to be consumed by them my entire life. And there are some side effects that come along with being on this treatment. I definitely don't want to suffer through those for too long. But in conclusion, Gypsy Rose, you're disgusting. You really, truly are disgusting. And anyone around you is sick as well, I believe. And this poor baby has to be raised by you. That's what I feel the worst about. And you better stop while you're ahead here. You're not even ahead. You're a little bit behind, but you better fucking stop and stop thinking that you can say shit about certain subjects that you just need to keep your fucking mouth shut about. Leave Ryan alone. Move on with your fucking life. And who cares if he's with somebody? Miss, I'm gonna ask you at 2:00 in the morning if you're with Amber J. It shouldn't matter to you, bitch. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching me get real upset at the Gypsy Rose. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, she really fucking triggers my anger. I'm so sorry. I know it's gotta be annoying to hear me bitching all the time about her, but I just can't. I can't do it. I can't let it go. I just can't. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you again for being here, spending time with me. You know, please, if you were vibing, then I hope you're subscribing. And don't leave that like button out, because she gets real upset. I'm telling you. I know. And like I said, I tell them every time. The like button really needs you to just push her real soft. She gets real excited. And then also, if you want to leave me a comment, tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell me if you're angry about what Gypsy Rose has been doing. Just hit me up in the comments. We love to hear it. And my email is also in the description, so email me if you'd like. I do read them. I get to them eventually. Okay. Also, if you would like, if you really want to become, close knit in this community, you can become a member. Okay. We're gonna do day early videos. You get to see videos a day early with no ads, because I don't monetize them first day. So you get to see it with no fucking ads a day early. And I got some members we're going to shout out here, because it's the start of a new month. It's the start of May. So I want to say thank you to all of my wonderful members who are loyal. They're here all the time watching my videos and liking and all the things and coming to my live streams. And I'm just ever so grateful and ever so much in debt to you. It is so amazing, and you have no idea how happy it makes me, truly. It's just $1.99. Come join us. We have a lot of fun. And I have a Discord I'm going to put in the description here as well. I have my TikTok listed, my Instagrams in there, all the things. Come follow me on all the other platforms. Okay? My Amazon wish list is in there. If you want to buy Baby Gail a little present, I never object. Okay? There's all kinds of different things to choose from. Just if you pick any kind of clothing, I have lost a lot of weight. I'm just saying. I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for you. Thank you again for coming here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me. Killing the turkey.